to Melbourne with me.
Hello there, Frank Holloway.
Actually, Nicola Burke heard all the stories. Hope they're true.
Oh, only if they're complimentary. You sound like you know what you're talking about.
I know a good horse when I see one. Your place or mine.
Love 'em and leave 'em, eh, Frank?
Frank's in Hawaii. Well, what's he doing with the water police there?
Some stopover on his way to the FBI.
FBI? How do you score a gig like that?
You don't, unless you're Frank Holloway.
Knowing my luck, I apply for something like that, they send me to Siberia. Hey, that'll be a new partner.
Detective Clancy?
Tom,
G'day, Rachel Goldstein. How you going?
I jumped at the chance to work with you people. You going out on the job now?
Yeah, we actually should be on our way.
What's your present?
Oh, lucky me.
Snapper. Caught it myself this morning. I don't have any ice, but if you put them in the fridge, I'll be right.
Rachel, we really should go.
You watch your step when you get on, won't you?
Don't worry about me. I'm nimble as a cat. Ow! It's okay. I'm cool. Don't worry, I can handle it. Hey. What?
So, looking forward to the next 2 weeks, are we?
Figured it was too late trying to give him mouth to mouth.
What time did you find him?
Early, maybe 6. Thought I caught a big one. I think you're right.
What do you think of that, eh, Detective?
Guy was no fitness fanatic. Middle-aged, spread by the kilo. No muscle tone. I guess it was an impulsive act. Caught a glimpse of himself in the mirror, panicked, decided to lose weight fast.
Heart attack, you reckon?
Nothing's as simple as it first appears, is it, eh? A novice would take one look at Fatso here and assume a simple death by drowning.
I'll go on, it's very interesting.
Well, the wetsuit he's wearing would give him equal buoyancy. You have to work hard to drown in that wetsuit. But if you had a heart attack, that's another story. You try keeping your head above water while your heart's playing the rumba.
And the wound on the head?
Maybe he got clipped by a harbour craft. Maybe a ferry.
What section did you say you were from?
Surveillance.
If the boss sees you dressed like that, you might be heading right back there.
I gave you messages to Detective Clancy.
You got a postcard from your partner.
Frank, for me?
Yeah, it's kind of addressed to everyone, you know.
Yeah, man, a few words. Listen to this. Hi, gang, doing the hard yards on the beach in Hawaii. Have a cold run for me. I'll be having 1 or 2 tequilas for you. Not exactly Shakespeare, is he?
Let's get on, shall we? That's your desk.
Well, I suppose the obvious step would be to canvass the area near the foreshore where the body was found.
Northern beaches or eastern suburbs?
Sorry?
Well, you see, South Reef. It's about here. And we found the body around here, so if he did swim, he could have come from any of these harbour beaches here. Even Manly, depending on the tide. Size of his ego.
Right. Big harbour.
You bet.
I was wondering what you personally do in a situation like this.
Probably check cops, see if there's a match on missing persons.
All right, computer.
Yeah. I'll show you where it is. What about interstate? No. Thanks. Those fingerprints, no match. Guy doesn't have a record.
No missing persons match. How can anyone disappear off the face of the planet without anyone laying claim to them? They tell me you like it black.
Oh, thanks.
You know, I haven't done a lot of straight-out detective work in the last few years. Following people, sitting in cars, taking photographs. I'm good at that. What I'm trying to say is...
You're a bit rusty.
Yeah. Thanks. Here's to our partnership.
Cheers. Oh! Oh. Why would someone that age, in that physical condition, swim in that part of the harbour?
He was wearing a wetsuit and goggles. He was decked out for a swim in the harbour. He knew what he was doing.
Then why was he wearing his watch?
I don't follow.
Oh, it's a Rolex. It's worth thousands. You wouldn't risk losing it in the harbour.
Well, maybe he forgot to take it off. I'm always forgetting to take my watch off in the shower. I've ruined 3 watches like that.
Right. Dental records?
Oh, yeah, we can, but it's going to take ages. Hey, your idea's paid off. What? Well, Detective Clancy asked me to check with Rolex to see if we can't trace the owner of the watch from the warranty. And? Paid it. Jim Williams, that's the address.
You thought I was just a pretty face.
What? A stain on your shirt or something?
You don't talk much, do you? You this reserved with your regular partner? What's his name, Holloway? I know what it's like when smooth running partnerships break up.
Oh, smooth is not exactly what I call Frank and me.
No?
No. Mrs. Williams?
I'll be with you in a moment.
I used to do Tai Chi. It's a good way to relax. Not too good, in fact. It's the body positions. Gives you gas, flatulence.
Why do you feel the need to tell me this?
I got banned from going to classes and finished.
Mrs. Williams? Police.
Sorry. I'm having a frustrating morning. Becoming one with the universe can be a real struggle.
I'm Detective Goldstein. This is Detective Clancy. Is your husband at home?
No. Jim's in Melbourne on business.
Do you recognise this watch?
It's my husband's.
A body was recovered from Sydney Harbour today. The man was wearing this watch.
I told you. Should have stuck to yoga.
Was it normal for your husband to swim in the harbour?
No. Doesn't mean that he didn't. Certainly he did many things without my knowledge.
You said your husband was supposed to be in Melbourne. Do you know why we found him in Sydney?
Jim and I, well, we didn't keep tabs on each other. And I certainly can't account for all his movements. Maybe his meeting changed. He was very busy. I don't know if you know who he was. Jim Williams, Managing Director of Emerald Shipping. He was one of the most powerful men in the country.
Bailey, you big girl. What mad mongrel let you loose in our waters? Are you ready for tomorrow? Ready to beat you by, say, 50 metres? We'll see. See you, mate. Is that Hill? Yeah. Is he any good? You see, I was thinking of putting down a few friendly bets. Oh, yeah? You want to know which horse to back? Well, any inside information would be gratefully appreciated. Oh, I reckon it's going to be pretty close, Sykesy. Hill's probably the number 2 freediver in the Southern Hemisphere. Really? So who's number 1?
Cause of death was drowning.
Told you so.
By saltwater immersion.
Like I said, the man has simply overestimated his own potential.
Well, he underestimated his killer, that's for certain.
Sorry?
Although he drowned, he was hit hard over the head sometime before that. There is evidence of blunt trauma to the forehead. The skull is fractured, suggesting he was hit with some considerable force. The wound is badly broken, which would be consistent with someone having been struck with a blunt object. Now, whatever it is, there's some kind of pattern on it. You can see the imprint it has left.
I'll take your word for it.
So, would the blow have caused unconsciousness?
Yes, but it wasn't enough to kill him.
So he was hit on the head somewhere else, then dumped in the harbour while he was still alive?
The crime scene officer identified considerable abrasions of the wetsuit around the buttocks and to the calves, which would seem to indicate that the body was dragged some distance before being disposed of.
Someone went to a lot of effort to make it look like an accident.
Just a second. We're talking murder here, aren't we?
He's from surveillance. Hopefully this material will match the wetsuit he was wearing.
Jim Williams didn't float to the middle of the harbour.
No. Thanks, guys.
So he was dumped more or less where we found him.
Yeah, it looks that way.
So who did it?
Let's see what Mrs. Williams has to say for herself, eh? Mrs. Williams, I was just wondering, why didn't you see your husband when he came home from Melbourne early?
I haven't seen my husband for most of the year. He's been busy with the company, dispute with the union, and I would have thought you'd seen it on the news. No. Anyway, Jim wasn't just some lackey. He was the managing director, and he was hardly ever home.
But he was home yesterday. So where were you?
Let's see. I left here at about 3 in the afternoon. I had an hour's float tank therapy and half an hour debrief. I had dinner with a friend, and I came home this morning.
So you were with this friend all night?
Yes.
What's your friend's name? Mrs. Williams?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't tell you that.
Mrs. Williams, we're investigating the death of your husband. If you can't tell us where you are, then we might think that you got something to hide.
He's a married man. If the news about our relationship became public, it would destroy his wife and family, and I don't want that, you see, because she's a good friend of mine. My husband and I had what I suppose you'd call an open relationship.
Does that mean your husband had a partner as well?
No. Jim never really liked sex all that much. Shame, really. He had such a gorgeous penis.
We still need a name.
Then you'll have to arrest me.
Oh, we will. If we have to, we will. Arrest her, like throttle her.
So I suppose we wait for the crime scene to turn something up.
Wonder why no one at Emerald Shipping reported Williams missing.
That's what the free enterprise system's all about. Getting big enough to have a big view.
Mr. Hansford, I'll see you now.
Mate, their blue-eyed cod is out of this world, yeah. Look, I'm going to have to go. Well, I'll get Wendy to make a reservation, eh? Yeah. Okay, bye, mate. Detectives. I can't tell you how I felt when I heard the news. I can't believe anybody would want to harm Jim Williams. Please, make yourselves comfortable.
The news of Jim Williams' death hasn't been released yet.
Oh, I spoke to Beth.
Mrs. Williams rang you?
No, I called her. I mean, Jim. I spoke to her and she told me. Please.
Do you know of anyone who would have held a grudge against Mr. Williams?
None. Well, I thought you might be asking that question, so I put my thinking cap on. Please. You see, a short time ago, we had to let a lot of our dockside workers go. It was a very ugly business, and it didn't make us any friends.
Well, people get sacked all the time. Doesn't mean they go around knocking off the company directors.
Yeah, but Jim was the key negotiator. He'd formed a relationship with a lot of the men. They trusted him.
They felt sold out.
There's been a lot of general attacks on property belonging to upper management. Cars scratched, tyres slashed, that sort of thing. I went out the other day and somebody's put a brick through the window of the Jag. And I know that Jim's been suffering the same sort of problem.
Was any of this reported to the police?
Well, yes, of course, but as per usual, the cops failed to turn anything up.
You have a list of the sacked personnel?
Yeah. I'll have a word with Wendy.
Did you know Mrs. Williams was having an affair?
Yes, Jim mentioned something once.
You don't happen to know who it is, do you?
No, sorry, can't help you there.
You ready to meet disgruntled union worker number 43?
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Another one with asbestosis. Great company to work for. Your dad doesn't seem too upset by the news, Mr. Guppy.
Yeah, well, what'd you expect? He always reckoned he was going to outlive Williams. Till you blokes walked through the door, reckoned he was going to lose that bet.
How did he go?
Sorry?
He wants to know how he died.
Oh, he drowned.
Come on, you old bastard. No time to die. You haven't had your tea yet.
Is he going to be okay?
Yeah. Just putting on a show.
We were told that your dad was involved in an assault on Mr. Williams, is that right?
Yeah, tried to have a go himself. Wound up 2 weeks in hospital. Stupid bastard.
Where was he on Monday night?
Here.
You sure about that?
Yeah, we watched the footy. Canterbury played Cronulla.
Sharks lose?
Yeah.
That'd be right.
Yeah. Yeah, we killed the old man. Does him more harm than stuff on his lungs.
Nice boat. Is that yours?
Yeah. So.
Who's the young lady on the side? Is that your girlfriend?
We'll be off. Thanks for your help.
You've been briefed by a crime scene, so you know what you're looking for. Let's get with it.
Sarge?
Yes, Bailey.
Just the visibility, it's practically nil.
Get wet. Hey, Sarge! Feel like we're in a schnitzel for tea?
And lovely chocolate bunnies and cocoa. Who's a lucky girl? Yeah, OK, Possum. Yeah, I love you too. Bye. Meredith said to say hello. You married?
No.
But you do like blokes, don't you?
Some.
So you got a boyfriend?
Yeah, got a boyfriend.
Is it this holiday bloke?
No.
Right.
Why'd you ask that?
Oh, I don't know. Every time his name's mentioned, you go a bit funny.
Well, that might have something to do with the fact that he's on some wonderful coral atoll while I'm stuck here with you. Fingerprints have just lifted 2 separate prints off the meat tenderizer. Got a name? One said only, Daniel Hansford. Do you know him?
Detective Goldstein, I've taken certain instructions from my client in relation to the death of Mr. Williams. I can indicate at this point that my client has nothing to hide. As you are aware, he is here voluntarily and is more than anxious to assist you with your inquiries.
Right, thank you. Mr. Hansford, have you ever had occasion to visit the Williams house?
Yes, I have, on several occasions.
And why was that?
Well, Jim Williams was a friend and a business associate of mine.
Have you ever had occasion to visit Mrs. Williams in particular?
Yes, I have.
Could you explain the nature of your relationship with her?
Beth and I are soulmates.
Could you explain that?
We have a very special relationship. Now, you might think this is strange, but I love my wife and my family, and I wouldn't do anything to hurt them. Beth is my soulmate. My wife, my keel. I need them both.
So how did you spend the night of the 14th?
I was with Beth. We had dinner, we went to Mrs. Macquarie's chair, we drank champagne. Later we booked a room at the Regent. It's in my name, you can check all that.
Could you explain how your prints came to be on a meat tenderizer found at the murder scene?
Beth and I had a little barbecue on the weekend. I cooked. I can't immediately recall, but I may have used the item.
Is there something wrong with your equipment? Nah. Why didn't you have your mask on? Thought I'd see how it went without it. Relax, Sarge. I made sure I exhaled on ascent. There was no problem. I never rose above my bubbles. It's got something to do with that freediving thing, has it? Yeah. Reckon I get some practice for the competition tomorrow. Want to see how I'd go with all the extra weight.
Well, it's not on sport. Not on my shift, not ever.
Keep your hair on.
It's no joke, Bailey. You want to do crap like that, you do it on your own time. You hear me?
Okay, okay. What you so down on me for? Guy said you used to do stuff like this all the time. Races to the bottom, freediving.
Yeah, well, I grew up.
What's the point of having all that money? No one cares if you're alive or dead. His wife's having an affair with his best friend. His workers hate him. He hasn't made contact with a living relative for years. We haven't spoken to one single person who's sorry that he's dead.
Someone cared enough to kill him.
Doesn't a man dying without any friends mean anything to you?
Look, we haven't had much luck with this canvas. It seems that most people are out on the night. And the Williams' closest neighbours, well, they weren't there at all. They've gone to Europe for 6 months.
Wish I could go to Europe for 6 months.
There was one report, a couple having dinner on their yacht remember seeing a boat moored next to the swimming pool on the night of the murder.
Did we get a rego number?
No, it was too dark, but they know it was some kind of ski craft with a wacky design on the hull. Naked woman, I believe.
Guppy.
Mate, by tonight, that trophy's mine.
You reckon?
Yep. Unless you can beat 105 feet. 105.
Since when?
Yesterday. Hey, isn't that your team leader?
You got room for one more? Thought you didn't approve.
I don't. We've got 2 lines. The first is the shot line you'll be travelling down on. The weight will drag you down. When you get down as far as you can, let go of the weight and come back up the line hand over hand. The white line has markers clipped it. These markers are there to tell us how deep you really dive. So for God's sake, don't forget to bring one up. Dave McCall's offered to be standby safety on the surface, and these guys will be your safety judges down below. Nick, I'll be stationed at 100 feet, Foster at 125 feet. Anyone gets to 125 is the winner anyway.
No excuses this year, mate.
Any questions? Okay, good luck, fellas.
I don't know how long I can justify being out here, Sighty.
We're on patrol, aren't we?
What does he have to beat?
Well, word has it that Hill did 105 on the weekend.
Bailey should be good for that, shouldn't he?
Should do, yeah.
approaching the 100-foot mark now. He's going past me. Coming back up now.
Mate, what an unbelievable experience.
110 feet.
Yes! I did it! Yes!
Looks like you're baking safe, Sightsee.
Mate, I just want you to know, it's not too late to pull out.
Past the 100. I'm losing sight of him. He's still going fast. I can see him. He's coming down the line towards me. He's passing 125. He's going deeper.
This is crazy. Give me the comms.
He's moving out of sight now.
Was he coming up yet?
I can't see him.
I'm going in.
Give him another minute.
Another minute, you'll be dead, Constable.
Driver in!
Driver 1 to surface. Get an ambulance to meet us at the closest wharf.
Better get your medical kit ready.
No pulse, no CPR. 5 breaths. Ready? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Pulse.
No pulse.
Deep in. Okay, ready? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Pulse. He's gonna be all right. Just swallowed a bit of water, that's all. He's been under a long while. Tell. Top up. Right.
It's flatline.
That's it, it's all over. What are you talking about? Come on, mate, breathe! 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 Come on! What are you bloody doing? We're gonna get into a hospital! He's gone. It's all over. Okay, Tommy, straight back to base.
Oh, hi, Michael. I just rang to say that I can't make it tonight. It's a long story, but something's come up. So I'll call you. Bye. You came well prepared.
Well, who knows how long before young Mr. Guppy comes home?
If young Mr. Guppy comes home.
No, he will. Won't leave his father on his own. Ta-da!
I'm not playing Scrabble.
Well, I play on my own. So tell me about Michael What's-His-Face, your boyfriend. Where was he going to take you to dinner? You don't make it easy for people to like you, do you?
I want you to take 2 weeks off. More if you need it.
I can't force you to take the time out, but I strongly suggest that you do. Do you understand that? Right. That's all dismissed.
So I'm going to go to the radio. See you later.
Come on. Quick game's a good game.
Oh. Brilliant. Haha.
Passion. It's a very much abused term. People are always making the mistake of linking passion with romance, whereas in actual fact they're entirely different qualities. What about your boyfriend? Is he passionate or romantic?
A bit of both. Like, for instance, he sends me a dozen red roses on Tuesday.
But what does he do with the roses? Does he rip them apart with his teeth and shower them all over you?
No, he puts them in a vase.
Romantic. What about Holloway? I don't reckon he's much of a flower arranger.
I don't know. He once bought a lovely bunch of flowers for Senior Sergeant McCall. What about you, eh? What about your wife?
I married her to my second wife.
Oh, yeah? What happened to your first one? She dumped you?
No, she died in a car accident with our daughter.
Oh, sorry. Look, I've been a real pig. Sorry. It's just...
Bingo.
Now, you want your sweet and sour with your rice or on the side?
That Chinese guy.
Don't let
No way out, son.
What's going on?
James Guppy, you're under arrest for the murder of Mr. Jim Williams. You're not obliged to say or do anything unless you wish to do so. But whatever you do say will be used in evidence. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
What?
Why am I here? I haven't done anything.
Well, you see, Mr. Guppy, we've got statements from a few people who saw your boat outside the Williams house on Monday night.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that now, would I?
Well, you see, we've also got a bit of evidence putting you at the crime scene. See, the police divers have retrieved a meat tenderizer from the harbour outside the Williams house.
So?
Well, we think it was used to subdue Williams before it was chucked in the harbour.
I don't know anything about any meat tenderizer.
Right. Well, it's my intention now to take your fingerprints for comparison purposes. You're not obliged to give this sample if you don't wish to do so.
You're saying I don't have to give you me fingerprints?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna then, am I?
Oh, come on, it's a chance to clear your name, son. If the prints don't match, you can walk out the door.
You'll set me up.
Oh, James, no one's going to set you up.
I'm thirsty. I want a drink.
In a way, I think it's noble standing up and doing what you believe in. You know, when my first wife died, I wanted to kill the guy responsible. I really wanted to kill him. He's in jail now. But if he'd have gotten away with it, if he hadn't have been charged, well, I would have felt like a coward if I hadn't have tried to at least seek some justice for myself. It's like your father, a sick man, but he took on emerald shipping. A lot of people, and faced with an organisation as powerful as that, and a man like Williams would have given up.
The old man never give up. That's why he took Williams to court. Their lawyers were just too good. Afterwards, this Williams bloke sends that a cheque for 20 grand. I reckon they can just buy you.
I imagine your old man wasn't too impressed.
That was all I could do to stop him from going down there himself. So I went down. Ripped his 20 grand up right in front of his face.
You went down there?
Yeah, but it was just for a minute. I just said what I had to say and then I left.
1 minute. Not a very long time to say what you had to say, is it? Your old man meant nothing to him. I bet he laughed when you ripped the cheque up in front of his face, didn't he? Did he laugh, James?
Yeah.
So you told him off?
Yeah.
How'd he take that exactly?
Real well. He was a bit freak, reckoned he was going to call the cops and that.
Is that when you hit him?
Yeah. I didn't even hit him that hard. He just went down.
You panicked. Thought you better finish the job.
God, I didn't mean him to die.
Of course you didn't. So what happened next?
I left him there. By the pool.
You left him?
Well, I didn't know what else to do. I just got in my boat, went home.
You didn't take the body with you?
No. What'd I do that for? I just got out of there as fast as I could.
He's confessing to murder. Why would he lie about dumping the body?
I don't reckon he's lying. I mean, look at him. What does he weigh? Would he be able to lift the dead weight of Jim Williams? See, Williams didn't die from a blow, remember? He died from drowning after his unconscious body was thrown in the harbour.
So Guppy hit him, left him for dead, and someone came in and finished him off?
No prizes for guessing who.
Huh. Wife and the lover. But how did they get the body out of there? We've got no evidence to suggest that either one of them has any access to a boat.
Then we haven't looked hard enough, have we? Ms. Williams.
Hello.
Do you mind if we come in?
I'd rather speak out here, actually.
Oh, rightio.
So, what is it?
Oh, we just came to say that we've charged a man with the murder of your husband.
Really? Why? I mean, why did he do it? Did he say?
He's a son of a former employee of Emerald Shipping, apparently. He was a bit upset the way his father was treated there.
One aspect we're still curious about is how Mr. Williams' body came to be in the water.
Why don't you ask this person who did it?
Well, the thing is, Mrs. Williams, we're not entirely convinced that he's the only one involved in this murder. But I promise you, we'll pursue the matter till we get all the facts.
Okay.
Why do you insist we go in?
Because we don't have a warrant.
She's hiding something. I reckon Hansford's in there.
I got an idea. The neighbour's boat shed.
It was her idea.
What?
She wanted him dead.
You bastard!
Remember the caution?
Beth Williams and Daniel Hansford, you're under arrest for the murder of James Williams. You're not obliged to say or do anything unless you wish to. Whatever you do say may be used in evidence. Do you understand?
Here we go. Come on. Well, we're a pretty unorthodox team.
But a successful one.
Gently.
So what made you go around the back of the house?
Well, once we suspected that Hansford was inside, I was wondering, where is he? Why hasn't he come to the door and checked out what's happening? And why is Beth Williams trying to hide the fact that he's there? I mean, we know that they're having an affair, so...
So what else are they hiding?
Exactly. I mean, the irony is James Guppy will probably get off.
He mashed Jim Williams with a meat tenderizer.
Oh, OK, so he didn't kill him. And Jim Williams is not here to testify, so... Looks like the lover, the wife, will get charged for murder. James Guppy will go back to his poor old dad.
And who says there isn't justice in this world?
Right for another one?
Haven't you got a date with Rose's man?
Let him wait.
I've got to ring the wife.
Say hello to her for me.